Okay, so this is pretty much a review of the Lanparte HHG 01 gimbal. Before we get into that, let's talk a bit about why you'd use this instead of these. This, it needs no introduction. It's a cell phone selfie stick. Why would you buy this instead of using this? Well, this is a stabilizer, this is a selfie stick. This works only with a cell phone. This works with a cell phone and a GoPro. This thing is a tripod. Right now I'm filming this video with a Sony RX100 point and shoot camera mounted on a tripod just like this. So this is like looking in the mirror. Except, again, this is only for a cell phone. This is for a cell phone and a GoPro. Alright, the Lanparte gimbal. It's designed for a cell phone and a GoPro. It actually comes with one of these, and this, I'm sure you can guess what this is. That is the adapter. Some things I like and some things that I don't like about this gimbal. Well, we've got our two adapter pieces here. We've got like a medium sized one and a large sized one. Those are for the cell phones. Problem for me, I use a Nokia Lumia 1520 phone. It's a big phone. It's basically a phablet. When I put my phone on this gimbal and I use one of these, it just doesn't work. The phone just keeps on falling down, because the phone is too friggin' heavy. You've got to buy one of these. This is a GoPro cage. It goes, for the gimbal. This is extra. You've got to buy this extra. It's a pain. And then you get this crap here. It comes with 3 power adapters, none of which I can use in New Zealand here. That fucking sucks. I had to cannibalize this adapter. This is what I need out of my other gear. So this one, you can take these and plug them in. Okay, why do I have to use these? Okay, this is the charger. This is the charging unit over here. It's the strangest, weirdest, most stupid looking charging unit I've ever seen. You've got to charge the battery with this thing. So these little stupid things here slide into that. Then you've got your cable attached to the end of there. Then your cable goes into your battery, like that. And that's how you charge your battery. But of course, this doesn't plug into the wall in New Zealand. This is for like China and Japan here. So yeah, use the adapter. I guess if nothing else though, at least I'm covered for any country that I go into. Like I think that's America. I think that's Britain. Not sure. But hopefully I'm fairly well covered. The gimbal itself. Here's the gimbal. Here's the battery. Goes in magazine style, and 9 times out of 10 you'll put it in the wrong way. Like that. So one thing that I've seen some people do with these is actually, when they get it oriented the right way, to actually like use like the liquid paper stuff and put like a dot or a line there. It tells you actually how to orient it. And you've got to turn the thing on, right? So you turn it on here. Now it's not actually going to orient because it doesn't have a GoPro in there right now. It's trying to orient, so I'll turn it back off. So let's go ahead and put a GoPro in. And one of the things that I don't like about this gimbal, in amongst the list of cons, is that it takes this GoPro, it doesn't take this GoPro. Now this is an original HD Hero, it does not come out of its case. The Hero Plus LCD is like this as well. It takes this, but not this. One of the downsides to just this is the fact that the microphone, the microphones on these little GoPros here, when they're exposed to the wind like this, they tend to pick up all of the wind noise. And thank goodness it's not windy today, because otherwise it wouldn't work and you'd be hearing nothing but wind on that camera that I'm recording this on now. Okay, so you put your adapter plate on here, you attach your GoPro, screw it in, and there's like a little plate on the top that screws down, and now you're just about ready to go once you get it roughly oriented correctly. Now this model, because it does both cell phone and GoPro, it has this adjustable counterweight on the bottom. You can never get it perfect, but what you want to do is adjust this counterweight on the bottom so that it's roughly almost kind of level. Because you want the counterweight to be doing most of the work and the motors to be doing the least amount of work. So this is not quite perfect, as you can see, but it's it's almost there. So we'll turn it on, and it'll spaz out for a few seconds, and then it should hopefully orient itself. Right, there we go. Now sometimes it'll orient itself and it won't quite be right, so you'll have to give it a bit of a nudge to get it back around the right way. Okay, now I have a stabilized GoPro. Now this thing is stabilized basically, you know, from side to side, and it has a follow mode, so when I turn it, you know, the GoPro has the smooth following action. So it's stabilized. I've just turned this GoPro on, so it's recording this video now. And it has a follow mode, so you can turn it, you know, and then turn it back and it'll follow. You can even use this to take a 360-degree video and go all the way around. In terms of dipping, like forward and back, again, it's like a follow mode, so it'll go down and it'll actually video downwards, and then it'll like video upwards. Now some gimbals are programmable so that you can actually hold this handle, you know, like horizontally. Like I think the GoPro Karma grip is like that. This one, I don't think so, not so much. At least not to my knowledge. It works just like this. Now let's get to crunch time. Why should you not buy this, or any gimbal necessarily for that reason? Let me tell you about this. These things are a pain because you have to keep pushing buttons to turn the damn thing on, to turn the damn thing off. Now when the motors are on, when it's turned on, like right now you can see I've turned it off, when it's turned on and it's stabilized, you can't really handle the camera and push the buttons on the camera because you're interfering with the motors then, because you're adjusting the stabilization by, you know, playing with the camera. So you want it to be recording, you know, before you know, even turn the gimbal on. So what do you have to do? Bear in mind, when you're vlogging and you're walking around, this is what you've got to do all the time. Turn the GoPro on, which I just did. Now I can see the screen lit up right behind me, and that's another downside. You can only see half the screen. I suppose half is better than none, but again, a little bit of a downside. So, now it's on. Okay, now I'm going to record. Now it's recording, but it's still not stabilized yet. So let's turn the stabilizer on. Give it a little bit of correction, and we're ready to go. Now it's recording, and we've got our nice stabilized video. You know, we can do what we want with that. Now, when I'm sitting here at the table, that's fine, that's not a problem. But when I'm walking around and doing stuff and vlogging, doing all of that is a fucking pain. Turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off all friggin' day long. So it's a good gadget, but to be honest, you're not going to use it all the time. You're just not, because this is too much screwing around and extra gadgetry to always be useful. You're not always going to want this. Sometimes what you want is the versatility of what I'm recording right now with this GoPro, which is to have just a camera and just a tripod or just a grip. You're going to want something smaller, lighter, more compact that you don't have to absolutely screw around with. So that's the Lanparte gimbal. It works, it's okay, and again, like I said at the start of the video, if you're using this with a large cell phone and instead of having the GoPro on here you've got a cell phone, like a big cell phone, it doesn't work with big cell phones. So that was the Lanparte gimbal review. GoPro Gadgets Part 3. Hope you liked it. I hope it shed some light on this stabilizer. And bear in mind, some of the things that I said for this stabilizer will obviously be applicable to other stabilizers. You don't want to screw around with this sort of thing, turning it on, turning it off all the time. That's a pain. So smash that upvote button, follow me on VidMe, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. friggin' plane! Go away! It's my own fault. I chose to live up in flight.